Well, hello. Welcome back to the spirit of watercolor again. I'm glad you're coming back and continuing to go on this beautiful spiritual journey of watercolors with me. And we just finished, I did a finishing up of this rose painting. It's where we used watercolor pencils and how to get, keep from having pencil lines in the painting. It did come out a little, I want to say, I wish it were a little more white and light. I lost some of my white. I was a little unhappy. But it's okay. They don't always come out 100%, and I just want to say that, I'm going to redo it probably and get what I didn't. Like I said in prior videos, you can sketch and call it a sketch if it isn't quite what you want, and do it again. And do it again if you have to, if you really like the painting, overall. So that's just a reminder. And then, I was doing this one, which I still need to finish. And before I do that, I want to ask you, and would love your comments. I'm at this place with my watercolor videos that I'm wondering what people are hoping to gain from watching and subscribing to me. I believe that, the demonstrations, tips and tricks and techniques are very important, but maybe there's some things you'd like to see me try that I haven't. I would love to know what you're trying to do, what you're trying to learn and master and maybe overcome with some of the issues that watercolor can create. So let me know. I'm really, really hoping to gain some insight. Also, would people like to do like a tutorial or live stream or maybe a class or workshop, that kind of thing, because I'm just not sure if this is all that people are looking for from me and from our spiritual journey together. Okay, so I just wanted to put that out there. Okay, I'll see you at the table too. Okay, so I'm trying to finish the flower here, and this was from the Cystic Fibrosis calendar, 65 roses. They do this, I guess, every year, make a calendar, and for a worthy cause. And my flower's a bit more peach to me. I thought this was peach, but it's a little more golden than mine, but I like this color I've created here. I'm going to pencil in a little more of the top of the flower. It doesn't seem that I see that there. And then we'll come in more with these washes, with the graduated washes and the colors in the background as well. This is a lighter touch than my prior rose. I like it, and I'm not going to go heavy on this one. So yeah, so I've got my watercolor pencils again that I use to outline, and I will try to get in there and get some of the flower finished. And again, the watercolor pencils can be wet and become part of the painting. And but the shape up at the top here is kind of interesting, the way the petals are kind of going off to the left up here. And somehow I guess I didn't finish drawing that, and it needs to go up toward the top here, and that's a petal there, and then kind of come down a little bit of wave in the petal here. And if you draw something that you didn't intend there, that pencil isn't doing a whole lot, is it? They say not to wet these pencils, but I sometimes wet them a little to get them to move, and then dry them off a little. If they're just dragging on the paper, it might be a little bit of a problem. So and then it should work a little better until it dries again. And again, I will probably use green over here like I did on the top of the other one, because these petals almost go to a white color here. And do I need any lines in here? It depends. Sometimes I work in with the brushes. I might put a little more line in here. Just a little more shape inside here. I see a little white. I might use a white paint to bring in over those darks. There's some little petals in there. And, you know, just making decisions before we actually add the paint. That's what we are trying to do here. There's some petals over here that are nice in this area. At the top here I use green because the flower petals are almost to a white, and I don't want to have the peach line up there right at the top of the petals. So the green is the background is green, and so I picked that color at the top when I'm drawing. Okay, so here I am wetting with my around the outside again with my flat. This is a sable flat, which you don't need, but it just has a nice chiseled edge, so I can get close. And I'm gonna really try not to get my head in, okay? But sometimes that's a challenge too. And just kind of finish some of the flow of the wash around the back here. And up in here we didn't do much. Get some nice wet on wet there. And some here, and I don't know if I'm going to try to get that sort of browny purple in there or not, but we're going to come in like that. And then we're going to start to come in. I always have a bracelet on. Sorry, I like bracelets. And we're going to bring in we got some nice colors around the outside, but just some areas there isn't any, so I want to just fill in where there isn't. I'm going to go with the nice sappy green, deep sap over on that side. Now you will see that we're working our way all the way around the painting, bringing in the greens and, you know, some of the colors of background branches and leaves that are, you know, sort of that purpley brown color in the background. I just love this beautiful sap green here coming around, and on the right at the top it was a deep sap green, a couple of my favorite greens.
I always keep paper towel nearby because sometimes you get too much water on there, and you can just tap that gently in and lift out the excess water, and the paint will flow better and dry better.
Okay, so this felt wide, so I'm bringing the flower up higher. I drew with the green, I took the tape off, and I'm going to white out that area with my watercolor ground. So bring it back to white paper. I'll try to lift out as much green as I can first, but then it should change the shape so it's more right. I mean, otherwise it's just wide and short. It needs to come up higher. And I can still mat up here if I'm, you know, just taking the mat right to there when I mat it, so it should be fine. And this is just something that I've learned over time that you can do, as opposed to say, I have to scrap this really nice painting and I don't want to do that. So I'm just going to, you know, like I say, try and pull as much of that green out as I can. And green is very staining, so I'm not sure if that's going to actually take much out, but we can get some of that out before we put in our ground and shape that flower a little nicer. And then we'll let that dry, and then we'll let that go back to white, and then we'll put in our paint. I'm just gonna keep the camera on and see how we do here. You can see the ground and see how I start to bring this in, okay? And it'll pull this back to white as much as I can get it. I might need more than one coat of this. We'll see. But we don't have to lose everything that we like about this painting. You see how white that can be? I'll just do a little here for you, and then we'll finish it up and come back. Like I say, I might need 2 coats, but I want it to be nice and even, and start to bring this back to white, and then I can come in with the peach. Okay. Not sure how finished it is, and I'm still dealing with some issues in the middle, but overall the shape and the colors are beautiful, and you know, it may need some tweaking to finish, but I think we'll call that done for now. This paper is still holding up really well through all of this, and I've done the wash around, and now the shape is better and I'm happier with it. So I'm just gonna do what we've already seen here with the petals and finish that up once this dries, and you'll see it finished. Otherwise this video will take forever. But I'm really glad that I took the initiative to put the ground in. It was one of those things where I didn't want to do it, but otherwise I'd have a distorted flower. So, you know, you have to go with the problems. There's so many ways with watercolor nowadays to fix our problems and make things better. You know, it used to be that, you know, if you made that kind of a compositional error, you couldn't correct it, but now we can. So let me finish this up, photograph it, and there you have it. And our watercolor pencils have held out and also, you know, disappeared where I wanted them to too. Okay, thank you for watching.